Hello, my stays, and welcome back. We are here today with the Lose My Breath, the Stray Kids vocal version. So a lot of the comeback stuff I've just kind of been saving for myself. I've been really busy lately, so I can't do everything. So some of it I'm just enjoying to enjoy. But this is one I really did want to do kind of a video on and talk about because you guys know me. I'm a vocalist. I love vocals, and having this chance to kind of listen to all of them and dive into their vocals is going to be so much fun. So I really wanted to just listen and, dive into some fun vocal things. See what we can hear. All right, let's go. Now, if for some reason you have somehow missed me saying this, hi, my name's Maggie. I'm a vocalist. I have sung probably most of my life at this point. I took 8 years of voice lessons and trained as an operatic soprano, so I know a few things about voice. I also graduated with a degree in music education. This was almost 10 years ago, so I'm a little rusty at this point, but I still know a lot about the voice and how the voice works. So, if I do talk about vocal things, I'm not going to claim to be perfect or know everything, but I do know some. I'm super excited for this because I love vocals, and I specifically love Stray Kids vocals, and we don't often get these chances to really just showcase them sitting and singing. We call it a park and bark. You sit, you sing. So I'm gonna listen to this all the way through and just soak it in and enjoy. After that, I'd like to go back through it and maybe talk a little bit about what I hear, what I've noticed, and feelings, I guess. I might have things to lean toward. I might just gush. Either way, let's have some fun.
Cause when I ask her, it's like my heart stops. It only took me a moment, and now I'm prison to your touch. I don't know where it's going now, but I know I need your love. Now I'll always be here, I won't ever run, cause you took the air right out of my lungs. I lose my breath when you're walking in, cause when I ask her, it's like my heart stops. I lose my breath when you're walking in. You make my knees run, it's like a mission. Now all I think about is how my world turned upside down. I lose my breath when you're walking in, cause when our eyes lock, it's like my heart stops. Right now I feel I'm dying and I'm lying. No times when you walk in the room, freezing but you're steaming. Catch my breath when you time you make
Stop it.
Can you be a part of my life? Girl, I need you right by my side. When I look at your eyes, I'm out of breath. I'm out of
I'll always
breath.
be here, I won't ever run, cause you took the air right out of my lungs. I lose my breath when you're walking in, cause when I ask her, it's like my heart stops. I lose my breath when you're walking in. You make my knees run, it's like a mission. Now all I think about is how my world turned upside down. I lose my breath when you're walking in, cause when my eyes lock, it's like my heart stops.
Honestly, how could it be like this? It feels like I'm thirsty, even if I taste your lips.
Oh God, I cannot breathe. How could you do this to me? I'm out of breath, no oxygen, but you're burning me. Shh.
I'm ready to sacrifice me. Take me, let's get this steady, keep me alive.
I lose my breath, I lose my breath when you're walking in, cause when your eyes lock, it's like my heart stops. I lose my breath when you're walking in, you make my knees run, it's like a mission. Now all I think about is how my world turned upside down. When you're walking in, you're walking in, cause when it's like my heart stops. I lose my breath.
I'm fine. Okay, first of all, these men are so beautiful. Each and every one of them. I look at them and I am just like, how are they real? How are they real? And then the close-up and then they look right in your eyes. Stop it. Anyway, second of all, vocalists. Every single one of them. every single one of them has such a stunning voice. I am a little sad that the bridge changed in this one just because we get to hear a little bit more of Felix singing, and I love hearing Felix sing. Like, he still sings, but it's a little more rap in this. But in the other version, the bridge, he displays more of his vocals, and he's just got a beautiful voice. But beyond that, they're just so good. But I'm going to get more into it as we go along. This is where I'm going to start, like, playing with stuff and breaking stuff down and just pointing stuff out. Here we go. Now.
'Cause when our eyes lock, it's like my heart stops.
First of all, that is stunning. The control he has in that, and I always say this, not control, is beautiful. And he's got this little, like, hint of vibrato in there that just kind of makes it twinkle. Second of all, anyone who knows me knows that I love Chan. I love all of them. I love each and every one of them. I am very much OT8, but then there's Chan. And that man's voice is so underrated. So I'm going to skip back just a little bit so we get the full effect, and then I'll talk about it.
It only took me a moment, and now I'm prison to your touch. I don't know where it's going now, but I know I need your love. No.
His vocals are just buttery smooth, and he's got this ability to, like, inject soul into it. Like, it just has feeling. Stunning. And a lot of times when he ends his notes or his phrases, he does like a vocal flip, which he doesn't overdo. It's just so nicely, like, ended, because you can end a lot of different ways. You can just cut it off, you can end on the breath, or you can do a vocal flip or vocal affectation, and that's what he's doing, and it's just lovely. But he also, his placement is a little bit more nasal, and not nasal in a bad way. Some people use nasal to sound bad. You can sing bad nasally. None of them are singing bad nasally, but he does have a little bit more of a nasal placement, kind of like here, kind of back and up, but it just kind of gives this, I don't know, the R&B vibe, I guess. Just gorgeous. Anyway, on to Hani. And keep in mind, opera vocalist, not trained in professional pop vocals. It's a different style.
Now I'll always be here, I won't ever run, 'cause you took the air right out of my lungs.
I want to listen to that one more time.
Need your love. Now I'll always be here, I won't ever run, 'cause you took the air right out of my lungs.
What Han has done is actually bringing his sound back a little bit, because a lot of times when he's singing the more like rock style, he's very much here. He's coming out, and it's coming out through the nose and up. Talking placement. What he's done there is he's brought it back a little more and made it a little more vertical, so it has a little more depth in his tone, and just a little hint of vibrato there at the end, I believe.
'Cause you took the air right out of my lungs.
Oh, he just barely holds it back. He's singing more straight, but it just has more depth and more feeling to it, and a little more air in it than he usually has, and it brings it a lot more warmer. Now, Seungmin. This look on Seungmin is good.
I lose my breath when you're walking in, 'cause when our eyes lock, it's like my heart stops.
This is going to be a very weirdly specific thing to say, and it's going to sound weird if you don't know vocals. But I love watching how Seungmin places his tongue when he sings, because he's got such good, proper tongue placement when he sings. I told you it sounds weird, but if you try to sing this and you have a very, like, tense mouth structure, if your tongue is tense, if your mouth is tense, it can strain it, it can throw it sharp. There's a lot of things that can happen. But you can see his placement is very, he's singing it fairly wide, and he's singing it fairly relaxed, and it's just lovely.
I lose my 'cause when our eyes lock, it's like my heart stops.
He makes it look easy.
When you're walking in, you make my knees run. It's like a mission.
Ian here is singing really lightly, because sometimes when Ian sings, he tends to push a little bit from the throat, And he can't do that here, otherwise it'll sound too heavy. So he's really placed it pretty high in his nose, and he's singing really lightly and really open on the throat.
You walking in, you make my knees run. It's like a mission.
You can actually see it. Hold on. You can see how open he is. He's a little wider, his tongue is down. His mouth placement, it's very open and very high, I guess. I'm sorry if this sounds weird. This is how I visualize singing, and this is kind of how I was taught.
Now all I think about is how my world turned upside down.
Lino's voice. I swear this man has come so far. Because I just finished the survival show over on Patreon. So I've watched him go through this journey, and listening to his vocals back then, he was never bad. He was never bad, but he has come such a long way. Just listen how easy, how clean. He has a little bit more of a bright and thinner tone. Thin, not in a bad way, it's just a little bit more thin, a little more light. But it fits this song so well, and then he brings in this like light vibrato that's just gorgeous.
All I think about is how my world turned upside down.
Just a little hint of vibrato in there, and he moves through notes really smoothly. Like, his runs are just clean. Anyway, back to Chan.
Out is how my world turned upside down.
Clean.
I lose my breath when you're walking in. 'Cause when our eyes lock, it's like my heart stops.
Right
Chan also, to get that kind of effect, he pushes from his throat, which isn't always good because you can see he strains sometimes. But that's kind of where he's getting some of that color in his voice. Now, into Hyunjin, I'm not a rapper. However, I love Hyunjin's tone here.
Walking in. 'Cause when our eyes lock, it's like my heart stops.
Right now, feel I'm dying and I'm lying. No times when you walk in the room.
He's very
Freezing, but
here.
you're steaming. Catch my breath when you time you make a move.
His placement is very much here, like under his nose here. But it's clean. And then Felix.
Walk in the room, freezing, but you're steaming. Catch my breath when you time you make a move.
Can you be a part of my life? Girl, I need you right by my
So
side.
open.
When I look at your eyes, I'm out of breath.
So there's something about Felix. Okay. I've told you, I'm going in depth today. A lot of times when Felix sings, he learned pretty early on, and this is a good thing, how to resonate lower pitches well. So when he goes down, he doesn't drag the pitch down. It doesn't go, He actually resonates, opens, and it brings that depth. So even if he's not necessarily singing that low, it actually sounds lower because he knows how to make sure it resonates. It's brilliant. He's figured that out. And he's learned he can only bring it up so far, because one of the things he's struggled with is when he sings in his higher voice, having that same level of resonance. You can't resonate your mid-tone voice the same way you do your low voice, because at that point you start dragging weight up with you. You kind of have to change things a little bit and play with the placement. But in this part, he's got that openness because it's not fairly high, but he's brought in more breathiness, so it's very soft and it's very lovely. So it's not punchy like he can do, but it's soft and smooth and buttery.
Part of my life, girl, I need you right by my side. When I look at your eyes, I'm out of breath.
But he's still got pressure behind his vocal cords there that brings that little bit of like raspiness, just that little like smokiness to it. Back to Lino.
Always be here, I won't ever run.
Stunning.
'Cause you took the air right out of my lungs.
That vibrato at the end, it's just like, I love when men use their vibrato in a beautiful way. That, stunning. And he's very much here resonating, which is huge because he used to only really resonate further in his throat, and that's kind of why he would get issues with pitch from time to time, is because, once again, he's trying to drag that weight up, but he's switched it and brought it so far forward and has a little more brightness but still soft. Gorgeous. Stunning.
I lose my breath when
This
you're
man.
walking in. 'Cause when our eyes lock, it's like my heart stops.
Do you see how his mouth moves when he sings? Seungmin is just the classic example of stunning technique. Because he's making that look so easy, but I bet you if you ask, and you may not be able to judge if you are a female singing this, because this isn't a fairly easy register for me. Like, I don't really struggle singing this, but for our young men trying to sing it in this style, it could be difficult, and he makes it seem easy.
Walking in. 'Cause when our eyes lock, it's like my heart stops. I lose my breath when you're walking in.
Clean.
My knees drop, it's like a mission.
He's singing it so cleanly, and he's not bringing any weight to it. So it does end up sounding maybe a little bit more bright than Seungmin's, but not in a bad way.
Now all I think about
And then Lino's like the mix of them too.
world turned upside down. I lose my breath when you're walking
Changbin.
in. 'Cause when the eyes lock, it's like my heart stops.
So Changbin, we don't get to hear this side of him very often, but he's got such a stunning voice. Let's go through it one more time. Probably twice.
Turned upside down. I lose my breath when you're walking in.
He's very much resonating kind of middle of the nose. I lose my breath. Yeah, he's very bright, probably brighter than some of the others, but it kind of makes sense for where it is in the song, and then he drops down into the wind, which I love that part. I just do. It's a beautiful contrast.
'Cause when the eyes lock, it's like my heart stops.
And he's got a little bit more of a breathy falsetto, I've noticed. Because, like, if you listen to Chan and Hyunjin can actually be pretty strong in their falsetto. They have very strong falsettos. Seungmin can as well, but he's got a little bit more breathiness to it. And then Changbin definitely has a little bit more of a breathy falsetto. And that's just the way you were born. Like, that's just, you get what you get kind of a thing for the most part. You can train it, but it just kind of depends on how your vocal folds are constructed. But yeah, no, he's got a very underrated voice. He's very strong, he's very bright. He's actually,
You're walking in. 'Cause when the eyes lock, it's like my heart stops.
he's singing kind of similarly placed to Han, I would say. Maybe just a little bit more bright, but beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Honestly,
And then-
how could it be like this? It feels like I'm
That
thirsty,
same-
even if I taste your lips.
Oh God, I cannot breathe.
And
How
then-
could you do this to me? I'm out of breath. No oxygen, but you're burning me. Sheesh.
I'm ready to sacrifice me. Take me, let's get this steady, keep me alive.
Love it.
I lose my breath. I lose my breath when you're walking in. 'Cause when your eyes lock, it's like my heart stops.
Stunning. Can we just talk about Han singing that, and once again he's warmed it up and it's still just like full and gorgeous and beautiful, and then you have Seungmin doing ad-libs over this whole time. My gosh, that man can sing.
Keep me alive.
I lose my breath. I lose my breath when you're walking in. 'Cause when your eyes lock, it's like my heart stops. I lose my breath when you're walking in. You make my knees run. It's like a motion.
Beautiful.
Now all I think about is how my world turned upside down.
And then Chan.
You're walking in. It's like my heart stops.
This might be my favorite part. I'm sorry.
I lose my breath.
Oh, I love this man's voice. I'm sorry. It's just so good. I'm gonna have to listen to that in one more time. I don't care. When you get Chan and Seungmin layered over one another while they're singing, it is just like so stunning. There are times actually that when we're listening, so my husband's still trying to learn everyone's voices to tell them apart. He's doing decently, but there's sometimes he often mixes up Chan and Seungmin, and I can see why, especially in their older stuff, because the color of their voices was more similar. But hearing them sing together, their voices blend so gorgeously.
Turned upside down. When you're walking in, you're walking in. head.
Oh, it's just stunning. I can't. Yep. And this right here is why I just freaking love being a stay. Well, that was me just kind of giving my feedback and thoughts on vocals. I'm not going to claim to be perfect, and there may be things I missed, or there may be things that aren't necessarily correct, or even like proper terms. This is just me talking how I would talk to someone about vocals. Hope that's okay. When I say, like, one of the things I would love to do would just to be sit down and sing with them and play with placement. That's kind of what I'm talking about, is when I'm like, they have it here, let's move it here, let's move it here, let's move it here, let's move it up, let's move it back. That's really what I'm getting at and wanting to play with, is being like, what would happen if we sang that a little differently, you know? Because it makes such a big difference. There's something, here's a fun thing for you. Here's a fun challenge for you. This is something I like to play with, is for people who maybe want to learn how to resonate without being too nasal. Here you go. This is singing time with Maggie. Scoot back a little. So, if I sing, I'm still using my nose to resonate. I'm not resonating in my nose, it's mostly here. But if I plug my nose, I still can resonate fairly decently. So there's a challenge for you. If ever you're singing and you want to play with placement, see what happens if you plug your nose and try to sing. Obviously not on consonants, because, you know, like, there's some you can't sing, like an M. You can't sing on an with your nose closed, obviously. But just on an E vowel, see if you can sing it the same with your nose plugged. See what happens. Play with it. It's kind of fun. But yeah, I love vocals. I love music. I've had so many moments today where I'm like, God, I just love music. I love music. I love what it does. I love how it makes me feel. And then I get to come to this and then, like, look at vocals of the people who I adore. It's a good day. Alright, well, I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me. I had a blast! And if you have any questions or any feedback or any, like, hey, maybe not this instead, like, I have no problem with that. Just remember, be kind in the comments. This is a place where we're kind and respectful, yes? Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this with me today. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you have anything to say, leave it in the comments. And of course, feel free to subscribe. We'll be back again soon with more Stray Kids. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye!